We have a major New York Yankees free agency update as the Yankees are interested in Jorge Polanco as a new target for second base for the New York Yankees while the team tries to solidify the infield when there's rumors like Luis Arias where it sounds like that might not happen. Definitely out on Gavin Lux now, who's on the Cincinnati Reds, while there's also the internal options of DJ LeMahieu and the Oswalds and Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Perza as two potential options. And Yankee fans don't love the interior options. They didn't seem too thrilled on Lux, who will not be a New York Yankee. They don't seem too thrilled on Luis Arias, who likely is not going to be on the New York Yankees. And now Jorge Polanco has emerged as a target, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here. And if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps us out a ton. I am quite sick right now, so take some pity on me. Subscribe to Yankees Digest. What am I saying? But we're going to jump right into things as usual. As it has been revealed, the New York Yankees have shown interest in infielder Jorge Polanco to join the team. He is a free agent. He was traded last year off the Minnesota Twins to the Seattle Mariners, spent a year in Seattle, now hits free agency, and multiple teams are also interested, the Pirates and the Yankees namely. However, there are teams that have looked at him, like the Twins perhaps bringing him back, could go back to the Seattle Mariners. Both of those are still options. Lots of teams will look at this guy because, well, he's just a solid infielder. He gives you good fielding. He gives you just average MLB play. And the New York Yankees definitely need another infielder, losing Gleyber Torres, who didn't exactly lose him. They just got rid of Gleyber Torres. And now only looking internally as Gavin Lux is off the table. Luis Arias sounds like he will not be joining the New York Yankees, most likely, according to John Heyman. Now we're looking at a guy like Jorge Polanco or the Yankees using their internal weapons. And just taking a look at Polanco. Last season, let's make these numbers a little bit bigger. Last season, he had a 1.3 WAR, so the same as Luis Arias, so nothing too special there. He is a solid fielder. Again, not a special fielder. 651 OPS, 93 OPS plus, 16 home runs, 213 batting average. I mean, look, he's an all right fielder, don't get me wrong, but the problem is he doesn't really have a bat at all. Now, he is a switch hitter, and that is always helpful to have because you can kind of plug him into a few different spots late in the lineup, and that would be helpful for some versatility with the New York Yankees. If they were to sign Polanco, it's safe to assume that Anthony Volpe will likely be the Yankees' leadoff hitter, so having a switch hitter at the ninth hole would make some sense there. Now, outside of that, there are going to be multiple names that come up, but Polanco could be an interesting cheap guy for the Yankees to go after. We know the Yankees are basically done spending money, meaning Alex Bregman is probably not going to be signing with the Yankees. So we can kind of kick the one guy who's still pricey off the list and now look at middle-of-the-road guys, and there's a ton of them to look at. I mean, Jazz Chisholm Jr. is most likely, or the Yankees want to move into second base. I'm not going to say he's most likely moving into second base, but the Yankees want him at second base because second base is a more important fielding position, and they want to use an elite fielder like that at a more important position. However, he has a cannon of an arm, so sticking him at third base works. It just feels like you're not getting everything out of him. He can play any position you want to put him at. He can play center field. He can play shortstop, second base. He can play any part of the outfield or any part of the infield, honestly. He's Jazz Chisholm. He could do it all. The man's an elite fielder, elite base runner, solid hitter. He just gives the Yankees exactly what they need. But there's only one Jazz Chisholm, and the Yankees, the rest of their infield will obviously be Volpe at shortstop and Paul Goldschmidt at first base. So it's a matter of finding a second baseman or a third baseman so Jazz can move to second base. It is good the Yankees have Chisholm, so it gives them more room to mess around with a few different options. But a lot of the guys who we're seeing the Yankees target, whether it's Arias or Lux or now Polanco, these guys would all have been guys who are playing second base for the Yankees. Now, Gavin Lux has been traded away to the Cincinnati Reds. The Yankees did have some talks with the Dodgers about acquiring Gavin Lux, but the lefty batter now goes to Cincinnati. Last season, Gavin Lux, I mean, nothing special. 703 OPS, 101 OPS plus, 251 batting average. I mean, he wasn't really an exciting pickup. He could just play multiple parts on the field, which is certainly helpful. The guy comes from a winning team. He knows how to be on a winning team. He knows how to be the nine-hole hitter on a winning team, so it would have worked out pretty well in the Yankees. However, that is no longer the case and no longer going to happen. Now, Luis Arias, it sounds like, according to John Heyman, that he's not a fit for the New York Yankees. However, the Yankees have been interested, and there has been some discussion, as you may have seen on Ugo's video, about the Yankees potentially pursuing Luis Arias and them being in some conversations. Arias bats from the left side, has one of the best batting averages in baseball. There's a reason why he has multiple batting titles with a 314 average, which is his real thing here. He has no power in the bat whatsoever, but gets on base pretty damn well. His batting average is really high. That's the big thing about him. He's kind of a one-trick pony, but it is a solid trick to have if it means he can get on base so Aaron Judge can get him to the plate. Good on-base percentage, unsurprisingly, but the on-base plus slugging really is not that good at all. It's actually a little bit below average because he does not slug the ball at all. He's there for contact, and I mean, he'd probably be fine with the New York Yankees as well. The man is a phenomenal, he's the best contact hitter when it comes to making contact with the ball in the MLB, most likely, or he's the top 5 at least. So it would be interesting for the Yankees, but he's not a good outfielder, or not a good outfielder. He's not a good fielder. He would have to play second base for the Yankees. He has a ton of errors there. He's not a good athlete as well, which does hinder his ability to play second base, which is why he's not a very good second baseman. It would still cause a bunch of errors. The one thing Arias has over Gleyber Torres is he is a better contact hitter, so it gives the Yankees a guy you can put at the one hole, and then have a guy like Jazz Chisholm or Cody Bellinger with some Aaron Judge protection at 3. You could even move Judge back to the 2-hole, but Aaron Judge likes being a 3-hole hitter, so it makes all the sense in the world to just have Aaron Judge bat third, even if he doesn't really want it, or have him bat third because that's what he wants to. Even if he doesn't want to bat second, you have to imagine sometimes he will. Not having Juan Soto means the second hole hitter will probably change a bit this season, but I imagine they'll try to keep Aaron Judge in a consistent role. It just makes the most sense. But the team needs a contact bat. I mean, they could use another power bat as well, but they really, really need a contact bat. And Arias does add that to the New York Yankees, which is a huge, huge help here. So he could be interesting. Meanwhile, you also have options like DJ LeMahieu, who had just had an absolutely awful season with a minus 1.6 WAR. Constantly injured now. 2 home runs on the year and 201 at-bats. I mean, the OPS was just awful. I mean, 527 for a guy who has a 761 average. Again, never really a power hitter, but it's just the batting average fell off an absolute cliff at 204. The man was hitting plus 300 multiple times for the Yankees in the past. He's not the same player he once was, and I guess the Yankees' hope is maybe a full season. If he could stay healthy, he can kind of get some semblance of that guy back who he used to be. It just feels like you're really, really stretching it out there. The good thing about LeMahieu is he does let you move Jazz Chisholm to second base because LeMahieu can play third base and is probably better suited to play third base at this point. His arm's good enough to play third base, and he was never a great athlete. And now at this age with all the injuries, it just makes sense to put him in a position where he has to be less mobile. It does make some sense there. You also have other options like Oswaldo Cabrera. I mean, maybe a full season will help. A switch hitter like Polanco, so that helps. You can throw him at the 9-hole as well for the same reasoning. I like Cabrera better than Polanco, if I'm being honest. He's younger. He's been with the Yankees. He's a good athlete. He's shown at times that he looks like he can break out into a solid enough player. To me, it makes more sense to have an Oswaldo Cabrera over Jorge Polanco. The guys put up similar numbers, as you can see here. They're not too far off from each other. I mean, OPS 661. 651, similar rates of hits, all that stuff. It makes sense. I like Cabrera a lot. I like him more than most people. I'm not saying that I'm thrilled with him being the third baseman, but again, he does play third base, allowing you to move Jazz to second base, which is another huge reason why I like Oswaldo Cabrera better. Then you could also go with the man himself, Oswald Perza, who only had 10 at-bats at the New York Yankees last year and has hardly played much MLB baseball in his career, but he deserves a chance to try to get something going, and you know what you're getting out of LeMahieu. You have a good feeling you know what you'd be getting out of Oswaldo Cabrera, and Jorge Polanco, you know exactly what you're getting there. So Perza definitely is the highest ceiling of all these guys. It could work out. I'd love to see Perza get the shot. The guy's got a great arm, can easily play third base, very talented fielder, very talented athlete, would be helpful, can move all over the infield if need be. My vote is still Perza over any of these guys. Polanco does not move the needle for the Yankees, and Perza at least has a chance to move the needle for the Yankees. That'd be my pick. However, I want to know your guys' picks, so let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.